My name is John Carter. I'm a county agent. There's one of my friends, Joe Matson. Joe's just had his new tractor delivered. It's a wonderful machine. But you know, there was a time when I might have had a little question in my mind about Joe having a powerful new tractor. It was the way Joe and his son handled the tractor. I can remember the time when I was driving. Yep, that was Joe. You'd have thought that he had never heard of signaling for a left turn. I remember another incident that involved Joe's older boy, Fred. The boy went right through that stop sign without batting an eyelash. No stop, hand signal, or anything. Several months ago, I recall, Joe let his 12-year-old drive the tractor. Joe couldn't see anything wrong in letting a youngster handle a powerful piece of machinery like a tractor. And in addition, the older brother was riding as a passenger, one of the most dangerous bad driving practices. A part of my job as county agent, and farm equipment dealers too, is safety training. We receive National Safety Council and State Farm Safety Committee figures that prove that people just don't use their heads when they're behind the wheel of a tractor. Fortunately, the problem has never been, how safe are tractors? Rather, it has been, how safely do people operate them? The manufacturers do everything they can to make equipment safe. They all work together through the Farm Equipment Institute to be sure every tractor is designed as safe as modern industry can make it. Guess you can give the credit to Joe's wife that Joe is a pretty careful driver. Finally, she put her foot down and said, "Joe, you're going to drive safely. No accidents in this family." And you know that every time Joe bought a new tractor or any farm equipment, she's insisted I come out to sort of help him and their sons brush up on the ABCs of safety. Not that Joe and his sons need me to teach them the rules. There's nothing complicated about them. The important thing is obeying them. Obey all traffic warning signs. Be sure to stop. Always practice road courtesy, pulling over to let faster vehicles pass. Always use warning signals when hauling slow-moving equipment. That means red flags by day, with rods of non-conductive material, and safety lights for night. And of course, you want to see that there's reflective sheeting permanently attached to all equipment. When it's so simple to be on the safe side, why do people risk their lives and the happiness of their families by taking needless chances? Be sure that you get the full benefit of your tractor by using it safely. That's what we mean by Safe Farming USA.
Here's big power disking that'll leave your field smooth and give you the kind of seed bed needed for growing better crops. This Allis-Chalmers double action disc harrow gets the job done the way you want it. Deep, level, and wide. There is plenty of weight in Allis-Chalmers wheel-type harrows to cut those heavy corn stalks. 50 pounds per disc blade, combined with a new design in the cutting edge, assures you of a good job of double cutting your heavy stalks and other crop residue. Now let's move in and have a close look at this big disc and see how easy it is to handle. A hydraulic lever at the operator's fingertips furnishes quick-acting hydraulic power to raise the big disc on its transport wheels. Special design of the harrow permits you to fold up the outside gangs. When both sides of the harrow are folded up, you reduce the overall width for easy transporting, giving you plenty of room on the road for safety. Folding up the gangs makes it possible to go through narrow gates and also save storage space. With this big harrow in transport position, it handles just like a two-wheel trailer, enabling you to back it right into a close storage area. The disc gangs on these big harrows roll on 16 ball-pack anti-friction bearings. These bearings are lubricated for life, adjusted and sealed, then secured in a heavy steel tube. A thick layer of heavy fiber grease is packed on each side of the sealed bearing, and the steel tube is sealed with a double-lipped neoprene seal. This provides triple protection for these free-rolling anti-friction bearings. You get long life and light draft disking, plus the fact daily greasing is no longer necessary with ball-pack disc bearings. Self-aligning pivotal bearing mounts attach the gangs to the harrow frame. This means of mounting protects the bearing from binding and misalignment, thus assuring long life and free-rolling gangs for better disking. Allis-Chalmers disc harrows, both mounted and wheel type, have sharp inside beveled blades that are ground to a sharp straight edge for good cutting of tough stalks and stubborn soils. These big disc harrows are available with snap coupler hitch, which makes attaching quick, safe, and easy, or a pull-type clevis hitch and pin for hitching directly to the tractor drawbar. Now let's go back to the field and see another advantage in using these big harrows when hitched to Allis-Chalmers tractors by a snap coupler hitch. Working together, as you see the tractor and harrow in this soft plowed field, you have the benefits of the traction booster system, which automatically transfers part of the harrow's weight to the rear wheels for traction. This transferred weight prevents slippage and lightens the draft load by turning part of the pulled load into a rolling load. This harrow and tractor combination will do an outstanding job for you and reduce your operating cost on every acre you disc. Still another big advantage in these deep-cutting double-action harrows is a benefit you receive from the low, forward, single hitch point. The pull of the harrow helps you turn the tractor in the direction you are disking. You can make sharp turns easily and do a good level job of disking as you turn. With a mounted harrow or wheel-type harrow, you have instant hydraulic power for lifting and lowering the harrow on the go. Crossing grassed waterways is easy and time-saving, and there is no damage to the soil-holding sod in the waterway. Just watch the deep, wide disking of those sharp blades as the tractor pulls this big disc at 5 miles per hour. With this big double-action harrow, you can disc up to 75 acres a day. You go right through soft plowed fields with these light draft disc harrows, preparing seed beds quickly to keep planting on schedule. Try this new disc with its convenient time-saving features on your farm. You'll like the work they do and the ease with which you can disc big acreages better and save money on every acre you disc. Put it to work for you on your farm.
Allis-Chalmers is proud to present the all-new Model 303 Bale Chief, a compact, big-capacity twine-tie baler engineered and designed to give you proven performance bale after bale, year after year. From its adjustable tongue to the end of its baling chamber, quality is the keynote which makes for outstanding performance of the 303. Handy rear opening, waterproof twine box, heavy-duty bale chamber, controls for easy adjustment of bale weight and length, optional wagon hitch, low profile for overall stability, and large tires for good flotation add up to a rugged, high-performance machine. The 5-bar pickup 60 inches wide at the flare, can handle any and all types of windrows with a minimum of steering effort. Stubble is raked clean to get every leaf and stem. The cross-feed mechanism, one of the outstanding features of the 303, assures you of superiority of performance. 2 independently timed and synchronized feed rakes maintain a positive, uniform flow of hay toward the baling chamber. Rake number 1 moves the hay in from the outside. Rake number 2 picks up the cycle to complete the flow of hay to the baling chamber. The action is positive and clean, so that wads are combed apart with no drag back on the recovery cycle. Flow of hay is only in one direction, and a full width charge goes into the chamber, where the baling ram, timed to the cycle of the forks, compresses the hay as the case-hardened knife cuts the slice. A star-type metering wheel controls the length of the bale, from as short as required up to 42 inches, merely by adjusting a clamp on the knotter arm. From the wide pickup, through its exclusive cross-feed mechanism to bale chute, the ground-hugging compact 303 consistently delivers quality bales made to your specifications of size and density. The Model 20 engine-driven bale thrower and the Allis-Chalmers power feed box for rear unloading at the barn make your hay baling chore a truly one-man operation. With this combination, you beat the problem of scarce labor, reduce your production costs. By varying the throttle setting of the thrower, you can call your shots to get random loading, which means full loading without a man on the wagon every trip. And of course, in areas where the straw is saved after the harvest, the 303 does the same fine job as it does in hay. If the terrain is rough, a pickup gauge wheel, available as an option, installed on the right side, offers full protection in rough ground, maintains consistent pickup height as it follows the ground contours. Straw or hay, the 303 gives you a bale of density and size to meet your requirements. No matter how you look at it, the 303 looks good, and it is good. From any angle of view, you can see from its low profile and compact styling that it is the baler for you. With the attachments available, such as a bale chute extension, wagon hitch, bale turner, pickup gauge wheel, and bale counter, you can adapt to any type of bale handling. But when you see the 303 in action, whether you're loading your bales in wagons, saving your straw, working the hillsides, dropping your bales in the field, or carrying out a one-man baling operation with the bale thrower and the power feed box, you can't help but say, it's the 303 for me in 63.
The real value of a forage or hay crop is the growing plants and the freshly harvested crop. But the real value is never realized until the hay or forage is converted into milk or beef or other farm products, because that's where the payoff is. Of course, this payoff will depend somewhat upon the yield per acre. And more than ever, today's farmer is looking for big acre production. That's why more fertilizer is being used. More care in the selection of seed. more irrigation where practical, more application of insecticide and herbicides, and perhaps more prayers for good growing weather. But no matter how many tons of hay or forage per acre are finally standing in the field, the crop has to be properly cut and stored to realize its value. Yes, big acres are wonderful to gaze upon. But growing a good hay crop doesn't necessarily mean high-quality forage. The method by which hay is harvested and stored determines how well the quality of the crop is preserved. The value of hay as a livestock feed depends to a large extent on prevention of as much leaf loss as possible, holding weather damage to a minimum, and cutting as early as practical for proper storage. Hay yield in terms of dry weight increases up to mid or late bloom, but maximum feeding value is reached by early bloom, about 10 days earlier than top yields. Beyond early bloom, digestibility of forage declines steadily. Livestock will eat less each day the cutting is delayed after early bloom is reached. In total, feeding value is reduced each day cutting is delayed beyond early bloom. But there is a time, a very limited amount of time, and not lots of it, to harvest and store the crop at its prime, so that it will furnish fine, high-quality feed in the months to come. That's what Allis-Chalmers big acre handling is for, to provide the equipment to do the job properly. When you're equipped for big acre handling, that means you have equipment that's big in ability, big in capacity, big in reliability, and big in economy. If you want bale after bale of high-quality hay in your storage areas, harvest when the crop is just right. You know that hay has to be baled at the right time and quickly. Allis-Chalmers balers are ruggedly built to handle crops and large acreages year. They have a full 5 feet of working width to handle big windrows and make it easier to stay on the windrow. With 48 coil spring teeth, they comb fields clean with a fast and gentle pickup action. And for more ability that contributes to capacity, twin feed rakes handle the crop gently but surely. They move the hay in a controlled flow to the bale chamber, delivering a full charge for every stroke of the ram.